Morning guys, this class is going to focus all on our thighs, hips and glutes, and it's going to be 100% lying down, which is the best news ever. So all you're going to need is your circle, not straight away, but just have it somewhere close by. If you don't have one, you can still do what we're going to do without it. This just makes it a little bit more challenging. But we're going to start in our mermaid position. So right leg reaching down by your side, left leg tucked in front. And then we're going to start with your right hand on the mat, reaching up and over, creating as much length as you can from your left hip right up through your armpit to your fingertips. Taking a deep breath in, and then we're going to reach long through your fingers, rotating down to the other side, breathing in and out. We'll take one more stretch back to our first side. Now if it feels okay through your spine here, we're going to take your top hand, drawing it down to the mat and taking a little rotation. Beautiful. We'll take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to come back to center. Beautiful. Then we're just going to swap our legs over. Setting yourself up, again in mermaid position, this time starting with your left hand, reaching up and over. Taking a deep breath in, reaching long through your fingertips down to the other side. Trying to create as much length as you can through your side body, letting your hips sink away a little bit deeper as they're sitting in this position. We'll come back to our original side. We're going to take that top hand, again, only if it feels okay through your spine, and rotating down towards the mat. Beautiful, breathing in and out here. If it feels okay, you can gently draw your chin to your chest, scooping your spine back a tiny bit. Beautiful. And then releasing, coming all the way back up. We're now going to come down onto our back. From here, we're going to start with our heels underneath our knees, a tailbone resting nice and heavy on the mat. We're just going to take a little tilt, oh my gosh, my brain today. A couple of little tilts through our hips. So gently drawing your lower back to the mat and then rocking forward on your tailbone, reaching your lower back up off the mat. Taking a few little rocks. If your lower back is feeling tight at all, this can be a really nice release for it. And then as you start to draw your lower back to the mat, we're going to take a gentle pull through your quads. So as you draw your lower back in, I want you to gently lift your tailbone and then imagine you're trying to pull those legs as far away from you as you can without lifting your hips and then lowering down. So you just start to feel your quads switching on. Reaching away. Beautiful. We're going to go for one more like this. That's it. Beautiful. Coming all the way back down. We're then going to take our circle. We're going to start with, so this is our lying leg work. If you don't have a circle, just align your feet as if you did and continue with the exercise as it is. Or you can always use a pillow or something that you can hold on to with your feet. It's totally up to you. But we're going to start with our feet inside the circle, gently resting your ankles to each side to keep a hold of it. And we're going to come into, if you imagine, we're doing a squat, but we're lying down. So obviously it's not going to look perfectly aligned just because of the way that our body weight is falling, but we're going to pull your knees into your chest and then straighten your legs as high above you as you can. You can take a little extra pull with your hands if you like. Pulling in and reaching tall. So often when we do this exercise, it's more about our core and we're gently drawing our knees over our hips and then extending our legs long. But today we want to be focusing on our quads. So we're going to reach. Your core is definitely still helping you balance, keeping you nice and stable. Reaching tall. It's that complete extension through your legs that's really going to switch those muscles on. If you want a little bit of extra as well, you can start to point your toes as you reach and then flex them back towards your ankle, your shin as you come back in. Whew, that gets everything warming up even more. Reaching and back. This is a really great one if you really want to work your quads but avoid your calves. We'll go for 4, 3, 2. The last one, we're going to reach and hold and just keeping them straight. Knees locked in, toes pointing long. 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging your knees into your chest. We're then just going to hold your circle, taking your legs out to each side. So feel free to drop your knees and take a little windscreen wiper or anything that you might need. We're then going to take our circle, taking it to our ankles to the outside of it. This time we're reaching out on 45 degrees. So it's like we're in second position or like our sumo squat, and we're going to come into that same movement. We're going to pull the circle in towards you and then straightening your legs out. Your legs will already be well and truly warmed up. If you would like an extra challenge, as you reach out, we're going to take a little squeeze on the circle, switching on your inner thighs. I'm jumping all over the shop. There we go. Squeezing and pulling in. That's it. We'll go for 5 and 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to reach and hold, taking little pulses in on the circle. 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Coming all the way down. We're then going to pop our circle to the side and we're just going to roll so that our right leg is on top. Actually, sorry, no we're not. We're going to stay on our back. Getting ahead of myself. With our right leg, we're going to lift it directly up to the sky, and we're going to take our circle again and just start with a bit of a stretch through our hamstrings, just lengthening as much as you can there, aiming first to straighten your leg out, whether that is low in front of you or whether that's high, and then from that straightened position, or as straight as you can get it, gently pulling it over your leg. Trying to avoid bending your knee, so you're better off having your foot further away from you and having it nice and straight. It's going to do more for your hamstrings than the opposite. Beautiful. We're then going to take the circle out. We're going to extend that leg again, arms reaching down by the side of the mat, and we're going to point your toe, lowering that leg down, and then we're going to draw your toe in towards your shin, gently lifting up. So you can rest your fingertips on your hip bones if you find it helpful. We want to try and keep those hips as still as you can. So you want to avoid them rocking, and you just want that hinge to come through your hips. So if I was to lift any further now, it would actually be my belly button hinging and my lower back sinking into the mat. So I'm going to pause here and then point down. So you want to feel your tailbone super heavy, not releasing off the mat at all as you lift up. It'll shorten your range, but it'll be much more effective for you. So we're going to reach long and then scoop up. That's it. Our hips are really warmed up and turned on at this point. We'll go for 3, 2, last one. lift our leg and hold. We're gonna point our toe, taking our ankle or our entire leg slightly out to the side, sweeping down and around and back up. So drawing a circle, but again, trying to keep that left knee super still, heavy through your left heel, heavy through your tailbone. That's it. And then we're gonna pause, going back in the opposite direction for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bringing that leg down, feel free to shake it out. It will really be starting to warm up now. We're then going to take our opposite leg, so our left leg, reaching it long in front of us. We'll take our circle, take a little stretch to begin. Reaching up, just focusing on straightening through that leg. If you find that straightening through your leg just feels too tingly, you're just not there yet, just take a little bend and then straighten. So just try not to hold the straighten for so long that it feels painful, but you can take a little bend and release. Especially when it feels tight, the longer you allow your body to breathe in and exhale, sink deep into the stretch, the better it'll feel. We're going to pop the circle down. We'll take your left leg reaching directly up to the sky, toe flexing in towards your shin, straightening out through your knee, and then we're going to gently point your leg, lowering it down, and then drawing your toe towards your shin to lift it up. So focusing on that right leg as you lift and lower as well, that as you lift up, it's not wanting to rock out all over the place, but that you're moving nice and evenly. And again, that it's hinging in your hip, not hinging through your core. Reaching up and lowering. Beautiful. If at any point your quads get to the point of fatigue where you feel like you can't lift them anymore, just cut out, we'll start by cutting out the flexion through your ankle. That will relieve a little bit of tension and might just mean you can do a couple more. We'll go for 4, and 3, 2. Last one, we're going to reach all the way up and hold, and then pointing your toe, gently taking your leg to the side and back through center. This one in particular, we want to stay nice and stable through our hips and our core, because it'll want to wobble even more. Last one, as you reach the top, we're going to come back in the opposite direction, sweeping around. 4, and 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful. Tucking that leg in. You can take a little butterfly stretch, a little rock from side to side. A few deep breaths in and out. And then we're going to spin. Yes, we're going to spin onto our side. So we're going to start in our oyster position. So hips and shoulders are along the back of your mat. Knees and ankles are along the front. And then we're going to stack our hips evenly on top of each other and stacking our shoulders. So as we start to open and close through our knee, you just want to check that your shoulder isn't wanting to rock back and also that your hip isn't wanting to rock back. So you can pop that top hand in front of you if it helps to maintain that balance. But we're going to stabilize through our core, peeling your side body away from the mat. And then we're going to lift through that top knee, pulling that front hip bone forward and lowering down. Lifting tall and lowering. You'll feel the more you set up that correct form, the more the lower half of your body is really switched on and active. So it shouldn't be passive at this point. It should be switched on and helping you balance, helping you control that top leg. Beautiful. Next one, we're going to lift halfway and hold. We're going to flex your toe in towards your shin and extend that leg all the way back. And then we're going to point your toe, hugging your knee in towards your chest. Reaching long and pointing all the way in. That's it. Breathing in and out. That's That's it. We'll go for 4 and 3, 2. Last one, we're going to reach all the way out and hold, externally rotating your toe and your knee up towards the sky, but then going to draw your heel in towards your butt and extend it out. This one you'll start to feel straight away burning. That's it. Breathing in and out. We'll go for 4, 3, 2. Last one, reaching all the way out. We're then going to bend our knee at 90 degrees and we're going to come into our hip circles. So we're going to dive that knee down towards the mat, internally rotating it as deeply as you can. And then as you sweep up, bringing that heel down, externally rotating it. So diving down and up. It'll feel a bit awkward, particularly if your hips are tight, but it will burn. We're then going to pause at the top and go in the opposite direction. That's it for 4 and 3, 2. Last one. Resting it all the way down, giving your legs a little, or your glutes a little massage if they need it. We're then going to come all the way up and come down to the other side. Beautiful. Setting ourselves up on this side. Again, and in our side lying position, you can always have your head however feels most comfortable. So your head can be in your hand, you can be lying down, it's totally up to you. We're then going to stabilize shoulders, top shoulder over bottom shoulder, top hip over bottom hip, gently lifting that leg and pulling through. Lifting and pulling. That's it. Breathing in and out as you go. Pulling that top hip bone forward as you reach. We'll go for 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to come back down halfway, flexing that toe towards your shin as you reach out, and then pointing your toe as you draw in. Reaching long and drawing in. That's it. We'll go for 3, 2. Last one, we're going to reach out and hold. We're then going to externally rotate your toe and your knee out, drawing your heel into your butt and extending. Reaching in and extending. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to come in halfway, bent at 90 degrees, and we're going to take those hip circles. That'll really be burning now. We don't have to do many here. Next one, we're going to pause, back in the opposite direction. 4, 4, and 3, 2. Last one. Beautiful. Resting that leg down, giving it a little bit of a massage. We're going to finish with coming onto our stomach. Resting your forehead on your hands stacked on top of each other. We just want to relax completely through the neck. So if your neck actually feels quite lifted in this position, you can always just go one hand or no hands. It's totally up to you. You want your neck to feel nice and straight in line with your spine. So from here, we're going to gently bend your heel in towards your glute and then point your toe long. And as you extend it, just hovering that knee up off the mat. Dropping the knee to bend your heel in and then hovering to point it long. Nice. Next time your leg is long, we're going to take a little lift, lowering back down, flexing that heel in towards your glute, reaching long, lift through the leg. Throughout all of these movements, you want your core to feel switched on and like it's trying to peel itself away from the mat underneath you. Beautiful. Next one, we're going to point our toe long, lifting and holding, really grounding down into that hip bone. We'll go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're then going to peel your heel in at 90 degrees and we're going to lift and lower. Still trying to stay stable through your hip bone. You don't want it lifting off the mat. We're just going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently releasing all the way down. Whew, letting everything relax for a second. And we're going to come to our other leg. So flexing your toe, your toe to your heel as you pull your heel in. And then as you reach your toe along, we're going to hover that knee up off the mat. So peeling in, resting your knee, reaching long, hovering that knee. You'll feel as you start to hover the knee as you're reaching your toe long, you can really stabilize through your hip bones. Switching those quads on. Nice, we'll go for 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to reach long and hold, and we're going to add that little pulse. So pulsing up and then drawing in. Reaching long, pulsing, and drawing in. Reaching long, pulsing, drawing in. Long, pulse, and in. We'll go for 4, and 3, 2. Last one, we'll reach long and hold, hovering that knee off the mat, lifting that leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing all the way down. Whew. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. We're then just going to bring ourselves back up into our 4-point kneel. We're just going to take a couple of quick stretches to finish. So from our 4-point kneeling position, we're going to take your right ankle, cross it over your right knee in front of you, and then just gently sinking back. So feel free to adjust it where you need to. You can tuck your toe if you need to. Taking a nice stretch through that glute there. Taking a deep breath in, and then we're going to come into our pigeon stretch. So we're going to tuck that knee forward, sinking back through your leg, coming down onto your forearms if it feels comfortable. Just adjusting the bend in your knees wherever you can hold it, and you don't want any twisting uncomfortability through your knee. So if you feel that at all, just adjust until it's just a stretch. Beautiful. Bringing your hands up to the mat, we're going to tuck that knee back in underneath you, taking your opposite ankle this time to your opposite knee, sinking back. Breathing in and out here. And then we're going to roll forward, tucking that knee up in underneath you, taking a nice stretch through both your hip and your glute here. Beautiful. Deep breath in. We're then going to bring our hands back to the mat, tucking that knee in. We'll finish with some cat-cow stretches. Drawing your chin to your chest, scooping your spine up to the sky. Deep breath in, sinking your belly button down, lifting tall through your shoulders and your hips. We'll take one more in each direction. And then we're going to tuck your toes, reaching your hips up to the sky, drawing your heels down towards the mat into a downward dog. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk your feet into your hands, dropping your knees, sitting all the way back, and you're all done. As always, let me know if you have any questions or need any modifications for anything. I'm happy to help out. You can just leave a comment or send me a message. See ya.